I am Ankita Robin and welcome to SG Global News. From Donald Trump's historic ascension into presidency to Cardinal Pierbattista Pizzabella's invitation of pilgrims to visit the Holy Land, we have many stories to cover. Donald Trump's second shot at the presidency kicks off as he was sworn in as the 47th President of the United States on Monday in an eventful ceremony held inside the United States Capitol Rotunda. The ceremony, which began with an invocation by Cardinal Timothy Dolan, marked the peaceful ascension of both Trump and J.D. Vance to the positions of President and Vice President respectively. The inauguration concluded with the newly sworn-in president promising to usher in a golden age for America. In a historic and star-studded presidential inauguration ceremony, Donald Trump was sworn in as the 47th President of the United States. The oath-taking ceremony, which took place inside the United States Capitol due to cold temperatures, was attended by members of Congress, living former presidents, and a slew of prominent figures, including tech CEOs who witnessed the peaceful transfer of power. The ceremony unofficially began when the opera singer Christopher Marquio delivered a sonorous rendition of God Bless America, accompanied by the United States Armed Forces Band. The attendees erupted into applause as President-elect Trump made his way toward the platform. Senator Amy Klobuchar, who led the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, officially kicked off the swearing-in ceremony by inviting Cardinal Timothy Dolan of the New York Archdiocese to deliver the invocation. Cardinal Dolan emphasized the power of prayer in shaping America's future, drawing inspiration from General George Patton's famous invocation during the Battle of the Bulge, "Pray, pray when fighting, pray alone." Reverend Franklin Graham, the son of America's pastor, the late Billy Graham, also offered a heartfelt prayer, highlighting God's intervention in every stage of Trump's life and his eventual ascension to presidency for the second time. The VP-elect J.D. Vance marched towards the podium along with his mother Beverly, wife Usha, and his 3 children, while Star-Spangled Banner played in the background. J.D. then placed his hand on the Bible that belonged to his great-grandmother and recited the oath administered to him by Associate Judge Brett Kavanaugh, while his wife Usha gleefully glanced at him. The moment the country was waiting for came approximately at 12:06 p.m. Eastern Time, when Donald Trump, standing next to his wife Melania, swore to execute the office of President of the United States in the oath delivered to him by Chief Justice John Roberts. After the swearing-in ceremony, President Trump addressed the nation for the first and second time. In his inaugural address, President Trump promised to usher in a new era for America, vowing to prioritize the needs of the American people and bring about significant change. He emphasized themes of unity, patriotism, and economic revival, pledging to make the nation great again by the end of his presidency. Acting on his promise of there shall only be 2 genders stated during his inaugural speech, President Donald Trump signed an executive order that would roll back the protections provided by the previous administration to people who identify as a gender other than male or female. The policy change sparked a joyous reaction from conservatives across the country as they hailed Trump's action as a defense of traditional values. Donald Trump has returned to the presidency, bringing with him a clear vision and ambitious agenda. During his inaugural address, President Trump outlined his plans to sign a series of executive orders aimed at what he described as the complete restoration of America and a revolution of common sense. Among the key executive orders are a declaration of a national emergency at the southern border, the reinstatement of his Remain in Mexico policy, and the declaration of a national energy emergency. Alongside these economic initiatives, President Trump also proposed significant cultural policy changes. In his address, he announced his decision to reinstate a binary understanding of gender. He declared, quote, "As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only 2 genders, male and female," end quote. His announcement was met with standing ovations from the enthusiastic crowd.
As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only 2 genders, male and female.
Later that day, President Trump signed an executive order titled Defending Women from Gender Ideology Extremism and Restoring Biological Truth to the Federal Government. The order states that efforts to eradicate the biological reality of sex fundamentally attack women by depriving them of their dignity, safety, and well-being. Through this executive order, Trump's administration has vowed to defend women's rights and protect freedom of conscience by using clear and accurate language and policies that recognize women are biologically female and men are biologically male. President Trump has directed the executive branch to enforce all sex-protective laws to promote this reality. The policy has sparked a wide range of reactions both within the US and internationally. Supporters have applauded the move as a defense of traditional values, while critics have raised concerns about its implications for LGBTQ+ rights. US Representative Nancy Mace, who has previously introduced legislation to restrict biological males from accessing female-designated spaces, were among those who expressed their approval. She posted on X, quote, "There are only two genders," end quote. She also commented on X about the terrifying reality of the former leader of the free world dismissing the concept of biological sex. On Monday, Pope Francis appointed Joe S. Vasquez as the Archbishop of Galveston, Houston, following the resignation of 75-year-old Cardinal Daniel DiNardo. In a statement, the Archbishop-designate expressed his gratitude to Pope Francis and reaffirmed his fidelity. Pope Francis has appointed Joe S. Vasquez as the Archbishop of Galveston, Houston, following the resignation of 75-year-old Cardinal Daniel DiNardo. The resignation and appointment were publicized in Washington, D.C. on January 20, 2025 by Cardinal Christophe Pierre, Apostolic Nuncio to the United States. In his statement, the Archbishop-designate expressed his gratitude to Pope Francis and reaffirmed his fidelity. Archbishop-designate Vasquez has been a priest for more than 40 years and was ordained a bishop in 2002 to serve as auxiliary bishop for the Archdiocese of Galveston, Houston. During this time, he fulfilled several roles in the operations of the Archdiocese as Vicar General, Chancellor, Moderator of the Curia, Secretariat Director for Administration, and Vicar for Hispanics. In 2010, he was appointed the 5th Bishop of Austin and led the diocese for 15 years. Archbishop-designate Vasquez will be installed as the 9th Archbishop of Galveston, Houston on March 25, 2025 at the Co-Cathedral of the Sacred Heart. The Archdiocese of Galveston, Houston in Texas was established in 1847 and serves more than 1.7 million Catholics in 146 parishes. American evangelist Arthur Blessitt passed away on January 14, 2025 at the age of 84. Known for carrying a 12-foot cross across all 7 continents, Blessitt dedicated 56 years of his life to spreading the message of redemption in Christ. Accompanied by his wife Denise on this extraordinary journey, he described himself as a donkey and pilgrim lifting up the cross. Blessitt is survived by his wife, 7 children, and 12 grandchildren. Evangelist Arthur Blessitt, who walked across all 7 continents carrying a 12-foot cross in 324 countries, island groups and territories, walking a total of 69,748 kilometers, passed away at the age of 84 on January 14, 2025. Blessitt, who holds a Guinness World Record for the longest walk, began his unique mission in 1969 in Hollywood, California, in response to Jesus' call to carry the cross on foot and spread the gospel message on the highways and roadside. Over a span of 56 years, along with his wife Denise, Blessitt completed his pilgrimage and repeatedly said, quote, "Jesus did it, all glory to God," end quote. Blessitt carried the cross in the harshest of weather and even in countries most opposed to Christianity. As per his website, this modern-day pilgrim once faced a firing squad, was arrested 24 times, went through 54 countries at war, fasted 40 days, and walked with 70,000 people across Poland. Billy Graham has walked with him. Pope John Paul II has welcomed him to Rome. Yasser Arafat has welcomed him to Beirut, and he has slept in Prime Minister Begin's house in Israel. He has carried the cross through countries like Iraq, North Korea, Iran, Afghanistan, Somalia, Sudan, Russia, China, South Africa, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, India, Antarctica, Palestine, Israel, Cuba, Libya, Yemen, Vietnam, and Mongolia. A small cross cut from Blessitt's cross was launched into space on August 2, 2008 from the Marshall Islands, reaching 134 miles, and another small cross orbited the Earth from May 22 to June 26, 2012 by SpaceX. Arthur Blessitt is survived by his wife, 7 children, and 12 grandchildren. In a goodbye note, Blessitt described himself as a, quote, "donkey and pilgrim lifting up the cross and Jesus," end quote. Expressing his unwavering hope, he wrote, quote, "These feet that walk so far on roads of dirt and tar will now be walking on the streets of gold, ready to see Jesus again," end quote. A Catholic church was burned down in the Indian state of Assam. According to statistics, Christians make up less than 4% of the population in Assam. The attack on the 75-year-old Catholic Church is seen as indicative of rising anti-Christian sentiments in the country.
A 75-year-old Catholic church was burned down in the Indian state of Assam. The Catholic church in Ambagaon, located in the Udalguri district, was set ablaze by arsonists on the night of January 15th. The incident occurred at around 10:30 p.m., coinciding with the Assamese Bogali Bihu celebrations. The Catholic Association of Shillong Archdiocese strongly condemned the attack. In a statement, the association's president, C.H. Pala, said, "This appalling incident strikes at the heart of our shared values of religious harmony and peaceful coexistence. A church is far more than a structure. It is a sacred space for prayer, solace, and community." The association urged authorities in Assam to act swiftly and decisively by conducting a thorough investigation, identifying the perpetrators, and ensuring justice is served. Pala called for calm and unity during this difficult time, but emphasized the need for accountability and proactive measures to prevent such acts of violence and hatred from recurring. The incident has sparked widespread outrage, with people from various communities demanding swift justice and stricter measures to prevent similar attacks in the future.
The Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem, Cardinal Pier Battista Pizzaballa, and the Custos of the Holy Land, Father Francisco Patton, have released a video message inviting pilgrims to return to the Holy Land. Recorded outside the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem, the Cardinal expressed gratitude to the Universal Church for its prayers and support, urging Christians to visit the Holy Land during this Jubilee Year of Hope. Father Patton echoed this sentiment, emphasizing that the presence of pilgrims reassures the small Christian community in the Holy Land that they are part of the global Catholic family. Cardinal Pier Battista Pizzaballa, the Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem, has invited Christians to return to the Holy Land on pilgrimage. In a video message recorded from outside the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem, the Cardinal said the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas that went into effect last Sunday was a turning point. He urged Christians that it was about time to come back to Jerusalem and visit the holy places. The Patriarch said that last year was a difficult year and appreciated the prayer and solidarity expressed for the Holy Land.
But now is about time also to continue to express solidarity to the Holy Land. It's about time to come back to Jerusalem to visit the holy places. Hope, the source and the origin of the hope is here in the Holy Sepulchre with Jesus, risen Lord. There is no danger, even now even more with the ceasefire. So it's about time to take courage, to come here. We are waiting for you.
The President Custos of the Holy Land, Father Francisco Patton, in agreement with Cardinal Pizzaballa, urged everyone not to be afraid and make plans to visit the Holy Land. Father Patton said, quote, "We're waiting for you because when you come as pilgrims to the Holy Land, our small Christian community feels that we are part of a great family of the Catholic Church of the Christians living all around the world." End quote.
And so please don't fear, don't be afraid, come. The pilgrimage is safe and we are waiting for you.
According to data from the Israeli Ministry of Tourism, just over 80,000 people entered the country in April 2024, a decrease of 77% compared with April 2023 and 80% compared with April 2019, the peak year before the pandemic. Since the onset of the Israel-Hamas war, the number of pilgrims and tourists has dwindled. With the advent of the 2025 Jubilee year and the churches of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem, the Annunciation in Nazareth, and the Nativity in Bethlehem being designated as Jubilee places, the Holy Land is hopeful that the number of pilgrims will rise significantly this year. That's all for today. Until we meet again, God bless and thank you.